So, Alien Romulus. This is a movie from Fede Alvarez, set in the future, the distant future, not related to Ellen Ripley. We don't know anything about it really. Well, we do actually. We know a little bit about this. I've done some videos on the plot leaks and bits and pieces here and there. Some like the casting things for this. Kaylee Spaney has confirmed that this will actually be set between the first two films, Alien and Aliens, which I think is interesting. I'm not going to say I'm like massively excited about this. I'm like hugely optimistic, but I'm quietly bubbling away with some positivity here. Is there somewhat an element of naivety? Maybe. I freely admit that, but I want this to be good. So she came out and said this. It's supposed to slot in between the first movie and the second movie. They brought in the same team from Aliens, the James Cameron film, the same people who built those xenomorphs. She's talking about Studio ADI. Actually came on and built ours. So getting to see the original design with the original people who have been working on these films for 45 plus years and has been so much of their life has been really incredible. And that was kind of it, really. Not a lot was said. She did say, some other comment about, I swapped my high heels and beehive for spacesuits and lots of wire work. That sounds good. That she's a fan of Sigourney Weaver. It's it's legendary to get to be a part of it. It's set between the first two movies, but it's not connected. Apparently, it's a standalone thing. What do we think? Are we positive? Are we negative? Loads of people don't like it. I get it. I'm still bubbling away with some positivity. Culture. Have you got something positive to say or negative? Let's go.
I'm always intrigued. I would love to see something done well.
It's going to be in the theaters. It's going to be in movie theaters.
Yeah, I'm not going to have to. I'm not watching it on Hulu. Yeah, that's good. But I'm very excited to see something new that fits within a time frame I'm familiar with, that is starring somebody who seems to have some reverence for the things that came before, because it sounds like she does. I'm excited because I know what the design is going to look like. There's a lot of positive here. I'm going to hold my breath and hope that we don't get any modern writing that infests this with a lot of modern politics, modern audience stuff. But
it's written by Fede Alvarez. He's not really done any writing which has done that before,
right? But there's a first time for everybody.
100%. But you still look at the historical track record of individuals and weigh up some of the odds.
And that's why I trend more positive. So, but I'm interested to hear what Tom and Andre have to say. So,
go on, Andre. Sock it to me.
I like that it's set between the first two movies, because that gives us like 50, 60, 70 year time span. 50 years, I think. 50
75 years? No. No, it's over 200 odd years. She was floating in space for quite a long period of time.
No. It's like 50 something. Remember, she had a daughter, and the daughter was still she was old, but she was an age where she should have been alive. So it can't have been more like 50 something years that she was floating in space. No, you're thinking between the movies 3 and 4 now. Between the first two movies.
Yeah, you are right. Yeah, sorry.
Between the first two movies, that's a
57, 58 years, 57 years. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
So I had 75 in my head. Maybe that's why. 57, 75.
Yeah. No, I knew it had to be 50 something. Anyway, that tells me that there's probably going to be some references to the missing Nostromo or something like that in the movie. It's probably going to be. I don't know any plot details. I haven't seen those videos, so you probably know. But that at least leads me to speculate that it's going to be dealing with Weyland-Yutani in those missing years in between. And one thing that I always thought was intriguing, and hopefully this is something that they can explore. I never really saw this caught up on, but Weyland-Yutani must have been aware of those aliens, of the xenomorphs, prior to the events of the first movie. Because
I said that in my video I did today, dude.
Oh, really? Oh, great minds think alike. I haven't seen it. This is something that I have been aware of for years, that Ash, the android, he goes specifically looking for them. He knows something about these things to begin with. He sets the crew up specifically for this end. So if they are telling that story, which is probably the one that that Ridley Scott was like trying to tell in a completely hopeless detour with Prometheus, which was going to be like what 5 movies or something before it caught up to the first. I mean, that was
Yeah, but wouldn't that story take
ridiculous.
place before the first Alien? Because Ash is the one on the first ship.
I know,
Yeah.
I know. But anyway, the beauty is that then you can kind of like abandon that whole thing, and now you can then go straight into the aftermath. You can basically go in media res into like, okay, here is like this happened. Okay, like here we now have this missing ship. We have like this colony, and then you can deal with some of the behind the scenes politics stuff right there. And if Fede Alvarez can handle this right, he can actually succeed in retroactively making the movie that Prometheus should have been. Now, what has me actually more worried than him is still Ridley Scott's influence, because we know that he has some level of influence here. And if there's one person I do not trust with Alien, it's Ridley Scott. And also it comes out of the Disney system. Now, I'm not a big fan of everything that Fede Alvarez has made. I do not think that he's going to do anything woke on his own. I'm not worried about that in the slightest. I am a little bit more worried about, since he comes under the Disney system, Disney are very beholden to ESG and everything. Is he going to be able to escape it? That I don't know. So I'm instinctively worried now about everything that comes under Disney auspices, period. So it's not that I distrust Fede Alvarez per se. If anything, he's the strong link of the equation, even though I freaking couldn't stand like Don't Breathe or whatever it was called. But yeah. Although Ridley Scott pleasantly surprised me with Napoleon, but that does not mean that I trust him with Alien.
The exception doesn't make the rule.
No, exactly, it doesn't. He has shown that he is not to be trusted with Alien, and he has shown that abundantly clear in 2 movies in a row.
Go on, Tom. What do you reckon?
Alien Covenant.
I'm not so sure about the idea of setting this between 1 and 2. I
think it's great for set.
I know you knew this was coming. I just really have zero faith in anybody doing anything Alien ever again. We've got 2 good movies.
Fair. That is fair.
It's not a franchise that anybody's been able to do anything with. I think the chance that it had went out the door with Neil Blomkamp. That was the one thing that the fans actually seem to want. And yeah, I mean, at this point,
I think we dodged a bullet with that one.
I disagree. I think it would have set the franchise back on the right course, and it would have kept Ridley Scott away from this. Because I know we debate about it a lot, but Ridley Scott should not be just anywhere near the shit. I mean, the people that got involved, Fede Alvarez and Noah Hawley or whatever, as far as doing stuff, maybe. But you tell me there's something Alien coming, I don't get excited. I don't. It's like, okay, there's nothing that's going to excite me about it because the expectations are so low at this point. It'll surprise me if it's actually somewhat decent and not a piece of shit. Right? Because everything has been nothing but garbage, really, out of that franchise. And even if you include the Alien versus Predator stuff too. So, especially Requiem.
Mate, that was terrible anyway. Yeah, I mean, my opinion was much the same as yours. I did a video earlier today, Andre, where I said how setting it between, a sequel to Alien, a prequel to Aliens, still its own story. It's standalone in the respect that it's not about the main character of the Alien franchise, which is clearly Ellen Ripley. Although I know, Tom, you say not a franchise, but just for that discussion there. So, but it's still in the universe and it's still connected to the universe itself. And I think setting it between those 2 movies, as you said, gives it the great opportunity to explore what the company knew, especially for Aliens, because Burke went out specifically and was like, yeah, bioweapons division. Yep, we're getting them. Like 100%. I'm going to sacrifice Newt. I'm going to plant some little chest bursters in them. I'm going to take them home. Cryogenics, bioweapons division, going to be worth so much for the company. So they knew all about them. Even Ash, etc. I like that story. I like the potential for that story. It doesn't mean they're going to do it, but it's still the potential that they could do it. So that's what I like. That's what gives me some small hope. But I think all of the concerns are completely justified. I think, yeah, I can see the concerns. You got anything else to add, Culture?
No, I think I said my piece. I think I would. I'm going to give it a chance, but if I hear something that takes it the wrong direction, I will speak out because I don't hold my tongue very often.
Good.